We have come out here to Elm's Reach, and I am heading for the Golden Grove because I would like to investigate Hiravias' story.
Need something?
Let's make sure that we have the volume set appropriately. This game is a struggle to get the volume set where it makes a good recording. I have realized that the sound effects were like 4 times louder than the voice volume. I don't know how that happens in this game, but it does.
Need something? May I have a moment, my watcher friend? I'm excited we'll be going to Twin Elms. Nervous, but excited.
Without waiting for your reply, he rubs his hands together and steps in close, lowering his voice. So why the mixed feelings?
It's, a matter of, trepidation, maybe. I was never a well-accepted member of my own circle, and I'm fairly certain I'll find some way to make an insult or give offense.
Well, you could try not doing that.
And for all I know, the druids of Twin Elms are in contact with the Hawk and Ivy Circle. The Fisher Crane tribe isn't often this far northwest of the bog, but word of my ostracism could have spread. I've spent years coming up with new reasons to put it off. About time I go there and see what Weil wills me to see.
Weil? I thought it was whale.
Need something?
Tell me about why you pronounce it Weil instead of whale. No, just kidding. Tell me about Irglanfath. And the voice acting stops. It's a verdant land of history, culture, and natural beauty. His voice falls into a half-whisper as he adds, and we already have enough unwanted trespassers, so I recommend you never visit. Why should I avoid Irglanfath? He looks at you, puzzled. There are no cities to visit, no centers of commerce to explore. It would seem most visitors come to our lands to pillage the Engwithan ruins. The ancient Engwithans gave the forest to our ancestors, and in return, we watch their ruins and see to it that they remain untouched. And before you ask, no, we don't have a secret passphrase or hand gesture. Nobody enters the ruins, not even the guardians and watchers. Did the forested kin give you a hard time growing up, like they did me, as a fellow Orlin?
Indeed. I'm sure you're well aware of how much Orlin children squabble.
Indeed.
I was the shortest of my age clutch. Shorter even than others with meadow plumage. The huntmaster of my tribe singled me out as too short to hunt, and made it a rule that anyone taller than me was allowed to prowl with the adults.
Oh, that's harsh.
I grew up in Erglonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
It sounds like that would make your feet hurt.
What would you like to know?
Well, I would like to know if your feet hurt. I think that's all I want to know. Your loss. I think that is all we need to know before we head into the grove. Do we have a quest for this? For this guy? I don't think we have a quest for this guy's story yet. I can't believe I played through like the whole game and I never met this this Hiravias guy. Alright, let's go to the grove. The gods have sent him to hunt the intruder. This I claim. Whatever. Whoop, that's not the grove. I think this is one of the last areas in the game. I do sort of remember hurrying past the Act 3 of the game. I think I kind of sped through it to get to the end of the game. Until Arona returns, I speak. Speak with Isvold. Okay. High Ovate Arona reveals the mystery of the natural world. Okay. Bleda taps ash from her pipe into the grass. Was there anything else I can do for you? No, that's all for now. I guess she's a merchant. All are welcome in the Golden Grove. An elf with placid green eyes nods in greeting. Welcome to the Golden Grove, traveler.
Hail, Estramor.
Do you seek the wisdom of our herbalists, or simply to bask in Wertha's glory? Who leads your order? High Ovate Arona leads us. She sometimes journeys to Elmshore to renew her strength, however. She's there now with some of her closest followers, in fact. Arona is a mighty elm among us. She's lived for generations. There are none who understand the world as well as she, and we are fortunate to have her wisdom to answer our questions. I'd like to know a little more about Arona. Her eyes brighten. Why, you must meet her for yourself. She is wise and kind, and she has led our order from the beginning. Yet she walks among us and gives freely of herself. She turns her gaze to the great twisting elms. That is what so many of us cherish about her. She is present among us in a way that the gods never are. Tell me about the Golden Grove. We are the Ovates, druids, philosophers, and students of nature. We gather here to share our knowledge and celebration. She gestures to another elven woman standing near the entrance to the grove. Many travelers come to us for poultices and remedies. Bledha understands the cures and poisons of nature like no other. And what is it that you believe? We believe that knowledge is found in the earnest exploration of the natural world. She tilts her head. We do not, as some have said, oppose the gods. We simply believe that we have found a brighter, more peaceful path than devotion. Oh, all right. Well, I must go. I suppose that's not who I was supposed to talk to.
Need something? Oh, what is it about Delumgon that gets my tree trunk blooming? My logic tells me that they don't have any good poke holes and probably kill you after copulation. Still.
I don't think I would say any of these options. I'm gonna lie. Sure, they're easy on the eyes, Hiravias. And I'm definitely not lying about that.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I once saw one bathing. I was so startled I forgot I was in my spirit form. So I think my come-hither gestures had a few too many talents to be inviting. I'm probably lucky events transpired as they did. Delumgon are best seen and not touched. Need something?
Hey, can we talk privately about our party members?
Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular?
So, what do you think about Adair?
He's nasty, brutish, and tall. So, two-thirds like me, I suppose. The circumference of his neck exceeds the circumference of my torso at its thickest point. They sure do breed them big and dumb in the Deerwood, don't they? No, I'm being a brat. Truthfully, I think the guy's a lot more gentle than he pretends. He's certainly got a big heart for animals, at least, which is rather telling of who he is under that soldier exterior.
And what do you think of Pelagina?
Her zeal is sincere, and I can tell you she's destined to die on her feet. And she's easy on the eyes. Can't fatten a thoroughbred, that's what I always say. I just wonder if she has a cloaca or not. Ooh, the curiosity is killing me.
Cloaca?
Yeah, cloaca. It's a combination feces chute and happy slot. Birds usually have these hybrid holes, and I figure she might too. What? Don't look at me like that.
I'm trying to look away.
We can speak another time. Lead the way.
Wait, I had a whole list of other party members to talk about. Okay, why are we not talking about, Hiravias here with these guys? Oh, there's a specific person I'm supposed to talk to. I'm supposed to talk to Tamrin in the Golden Grove. Who is Tamrin? Oh, why don't I just use tab to show everybody's name? Tamrin is not here in the Golden Grove. Oops, select everybody, please. Oh, there's Tamrin. Here's the guy, Hiravias.
Builder's wisdom to you.
Hail to you. May your time in the Golden Grove be enriching. Though his eyes are closed and his posture still, the man before you keeps his head aimed at you, as if carefully following your movements. And hail to you, Autumn Orlin, the man says with a bow to Horavius. How on Aoria did you... The man's eyes remain closed, and he says with a smile, Tranquility begets a receptive mind. He opens his eyes, revealing brown irises clouded with the beginnings of cataracts. With my eyes open, I see your birth form, but when I look inward, and with this he closes his eyes again, I see the Autumn Stelgar. I'm going to let Hiravias talk. I'm going to let him dig his own grave here. I don't know how you can sense it, but you're right about me being the Stelgar. What do you know about the beast? Why was I ostracized just for being able to assume its form? Is there a cure? Tamrin smiles. His eyes remain closed. I know the beast is often sent by Galawain as a sort of trial. Many Animphada are tested by the Autumn Stelgar. Those bested and consumed by the beast have their soul torn from their bodies and lost for all time. So, my tribesmen were right? Hiravias looks crestfallen. His posture slumps. His gaze drops to the ground. Are you saying I have such a terrible power? This must be some sort of, If your spirit form were a bee, would you be mystically compelled to make honey? Were it a bird, would you spend all day making nests? Tamrin opens his eyes once more and looks Hiravias up and down before wincing and shutting his eyes once more. I am saying this. This is what the animal your form resembles is known to do. It seems you are eager to leap to your own conclusions. I would not normally advise one to speak with the Circle at Bloodsands, but, given your circumstances, the ethic null may prove insightful. He turns, with his eyes still closed, points to the northwest. Read the stone slabs carved by the druids of the Bloodsands. There are answers to be found, as well as more questions, but you must explore them for yourself. And what exactly is written on these stones? Much of it is utter rubbish on the incessant need for, sacrifice. His calm countenance wavers as he says that last word with a spit and a hiss. Sacrifice. But amongst the dogma are a few bits of wisdom on Galawain. Your friend will understand. Is there any more you can tell us? Only to trust in Galawain and trust in Whale. Both have blessed you in their own difficult ways. And also, make sure you pronounce it whale and not while. Well, I appreciate the attempt to lift my spirits, Hiravias grumbles, but that doesn't really help. Hiravias sighs and digs into his ear stump with an index finger. But he has a point. I shall trust Weil has something to show me in the Bloodsands. Alright, let's get going then. True to form. My traveling companion Hiravias has indicated a desire to speak with the druids that live in and around Twin Elms. Hiravias is no longer welcome in his own tribe due to their fear of his spirit form, the Autumn Stelgar. He would welcome the insight of druids from other traditions, preferably traditions that do not have such a hostile reaction to the creature. We spoke with Tamrin, an Ovate of the Golden in Twin Elms. He was able to sense Hiravias' connection to the Autumn Stelgar. Tamrin reluctantly suggested that we travel to the Bloodsands and read the stone tablets carved into the cavernous expanse. He hinted that the tablets contained information of great use to Hiravias. To the Bloodsands, then. Does anyone know where the Bloodsands are? Because I don't know where the Bloodsands are. The Bloodsands does not sound at all familiar to me. Oh, there it is. It's the cave up to the north. Let's go! Have we been in there before? Surely we must have been in there. I'm not sure, because I did sort of speed through this last area. I think this cave over here is where we talk to all the gods. So I believe in the continuity of this save file, I have already been in there and talked to the gods. Let me just confirm that while I'm here. These are the two twins, Sidha and well, how do you fare, old one? Pretty good, I guess. I thought these were like twins or something. I guess they are. I'll just pop in here and talk to the gods for a second. Yes, here it is. I don't think I can talk to them anymore. I think they're all talked out. Where's Hylia? There's Hylia. That's my patron. Hylia. I don't remember who Hylia was. Well, let's go. I think the only thing I haven't done in this save is, jump down that shaft or tunnel or pit or whatever to go to the final encounter. Hello, we're here for the Bloodsands. All of the Autumn Father have called upon the Ethic Knoll for war paint at some point. Alright, we're in here to read... Oh, I have not been in the Bloodsands before. We are here looking for tablets. Are you enemies? Hello? The Ethic Knoll welcomes your presence, supplicants. A dwarven man stands motionless near the roaring fire that lights the cavern. Your sacrifice feeds the land, supplicants. Come forth. A gust of smoke curls around him, licking the charred flesh that bulges on his forearms. They suddenly flex. Estramor. The dwarf holds his fists in a tight grip. Your kin doesn't come here to share with the tribes. What do you want? What is this place? Bloodsands. The dwarf picks on his scarred forearm. His guttural sigh mingles with the cracking of wood and bones behind him. As I said, Estramorwen rarely visit our halls. I don't know what that word means. The Glanfathans call this place Bloodsands. We call it home. The Ethic Null have tended the land from within this cave since before the arrival of the tribes to Twin Elms. Garrost crosses his arms. Be warned, Estramor. We bleed life to nurture it. Our sacrifices may strike you as savage, but the health of these lands depends on them, and it's unseemly for guests to insult their hosts. Well, I haven't insulted you or anything. I've barely said 2 words. Tell me about these sacrifices. Maybe I want to do a sacrifice. Did you ever think about that? Garrost spreads his stocky legs apart and locks his forearms. Everything must die to return anew, Estramor. Through the sacrificial rites, we offer supplicants the honor of giving their most precious gifts back to their brethren, back to the land. The dwarf lifts his fist, thick and mottled by red scars. The blood gives us strength. Even the Glanfathans have come to depend on the blood paint. They brim with power before battle, all thanks to the sacrifices of their kin. Okay, well, tell me about the Ethic Null. Our order has thrived for generations. Before we came to Twin Elves, our rites fed the lands of the eastern mountains. Now we share blood for Glanfath. You know, I really don't remember what most of these words even mean. I don't know what an Glanfath is, but don't tell this guy that. Garrost opens his palms. Strikes of red skin run through them like flames. To everything that must end, our sacrifices bring a new beginning. We sustain what's to come. Okay, bye. I'm gonna read your tablets now. Remember, Estramor, you're a guest in these halls. Respect our ways and we'll tolerate your presence among us. Am I allowed to read your tablets? I'd kind of like to read your tablets. Here's one. Essence taken by force.
Upon Burial Isle, the 2 men meet again for the first time, though it was the last thing they did. The many-colored beast rent them both asunder. They were in death, merged, and made whole again.
What? What are you going on about, Hiravias? Oh, is that what the script on the tablet says?
Cute story. 2 guys meet in the belly of a soul-eating creature. Maybe someday I'll eat 2 of the most insipid dear wooden lumberjacks, and they'll spend an eternity discussing beer whilst haunting my colon.
Why so flippant? Sounds like Galawain gave you an incredible power. You were the one to ask for help. It's not like he came to you. Yes, well... He stares at you for a long moment. Hiravias stares at you longer still, his chin resting in his hand. Fine, you make a good point. I guess I've been mad about the details when, in fact, I was able to master the spirit shift after petitioning Galawain, just as I asked. Hiravias runs his fingers along the scars that connect his missing eye to his missing ear. I wanted to be a better hunter, the greatest. There's probably some lesson here about tempering one's desires. Still, I have a hard time believing that me spirit shifting and mauling anyone is going to make anybody whole again, despite what this tablet says. I'd like to look at the other tablets and see what they have to say. Well, that's what we're here for. We discovered a stone tablet that told of 2 men meeting at Burial Isle and being reunited by way of being eaten by an Autumn Stelgar. Oh, I didn't really get that at all. I didn't really understand what it was trying to say. Any other tablets here that I can read? There's none in this first chamber. How do we know which tablets are important to read and which ones aren't? I mean, I as the player know because the ones that I'm supposed to read have a symbol on them. But in the game world, they all look the same. Smoke curls up from these charred skeletons. The smell is nauseating. Alright, just looking around, looking for tablets. Nothing to see here. Oh, who's this down here? You look different from everyone else. The petitioner before you is swaddled in loose-fitting robes. Her hair is greasy and matted. A glossy film of sweat and grime coats her exposed skin. She has the swollen features of pregnancy and several missing teeth in her big, grinning smile. As you approach, she slowly turns to you and examines you from head to toe, smiling the entire time. "Joyous day to you," she says. Despite coming from a wearied body, her voice sounds resonant and relaxed. "I am Naka, midwife and lore keeper." Her hands run across the slight bulge in her belly. She rolls her head back and sighs a relaxed purr. "Are you feeling well?" "Flawless," she replies. "Apologies, I should be left to my meditation. The rite of strength is invigorating, almost overwhelming to the senses." She reaches down and cradles her belly in her hands and turns away. Okay. Drem has discovered something. Oh, it's something... Should we... I feel like if we steal from them, we'll be in big trouble. So I will quick save. They're just lockpicks. I don't need to steal lockpicks. There's a chest. Think no, think no. Just as the flesh of one nourishes away, the sacrifice freely made strengthens those that come with us. Strength. For the ones that will come to us. The ones that will come to us. Pardon me, I need to look at this, this tablet behind you.
As souls split into multitudes, many lives come from one. The truest of power comes from sacrificing the shard to return its strength to the mother stone. The many lives from one sounds familiar. I was taught that sometimes between death and rebirth, a soul splits perfectly in two, creating two viable souls from one. Sounds strange, but it makes sense when you think about how the population has risen in generations. It's kind of a mathematical necessity that some process like this is happening.
Oh, that's interesting. It's the first time I've ever seen anyone other than me. I have wondered about that. The idea that, you know, so the whole idea of reincarnation, I'm trying to like put into words this concept that I don't really have a name for. The whole idea of reincarnation sounds great, but it's mathematically impossible because the population keeps increasing. But if there's some mechanism where souls split somehow, then that would make that more possible. Interesting. There's probably a philosophical name for that, what I just described, but I don't know what it is. Okay, well, thanks for the animancy lesson, but what do you think this has to do with you? I suppose... Well, I guess all of us, most of us, have a soul that has lived many lives and split at one or many points. I just can't shake the fear that I'm the shared, and my destiny is to be fed to something greater. I guess worrying won't do me any good. Let's read those other tablets. A stone tablet in the Bloodsands spoke cryptically of souls splitting over the ages, one soul slowly becoming split into many. The tablet also hinted that some great power comes from merging souls that were once split from the same origin. Cool. Alright, carry on with your blood sacrifice rituals. No, I'm not going to steal from your chest. Are there any tablets in here, Keeper? No, okay, never mind. I'm just here for tablets. Oh, this looks like there might be a tablet here. It's a giant lava pool. They say the Ethic Null first learned to make war paint in the White March and were banished for it. Who says that? The heat emanating from this pool threatens to singe the flesh of your face. No tablets. Greatness requires sacrifice. Creepy. Oh, this looks like a tablet we can read.
Each generation, the Anumfath must stand before the autumnal beast in judgment. The wise endure, passing on their strength. The weak are eaten, their souls ripped to pieces and lost for all time, removing such weakness from the cycle. Well, I guess maybe my tribe wasn't entirely wrong about my spirit form being some sort of soul terror. I suppose I was hoping to hear a different answer on the matter, but...
Hiravias shrugs, his arms slump to his sides. Well, let's see. Let's think about this for a bit. It's worth asking, in all your times walking to the Autumn Stelgar's fur, how many souls have you destroyed? A truth is revealed to you, and you whine about your distaste for the answer? Well, it would be ashamed of you. Did it ever occur to you that Galawain was testing you and you passed? You seem so sad to have the spirit form of such a legendary beast. Don't tell me you never wished for power like that. His face becomes a scowl and he aims one eye at you. If it meant not being ostracized, I'd have spirit shifted into a mound of weasel droppings. His anger subsides and he looks at you for a moment as he attempts to put his words together. You make a fine point. I did pray to Galawain for assistance in being a better hunter. He lets out a long sigh and relaxes. For years, I've been telling myself my tribe judged me unfairly. I guess they weren't completely wrong. Well, enough pontification for the moment. I need to know more. Let's look at those other tablets. We found a stone tablet that spoke of spiritual leaders of the Glanfathans being judged by the Autumn Stelgar. The writing suggested that the Stelgar kills unfit Anumfatha, destroying their souls in the process. I still don't really know what most of these words mean. But I guess that's okay. Ooh, Drim discovered something. Oh, damn. It's a secret room. A secret treasure room. I feel like we could get in trouble for taking all their treasure. I'll do that after I read all the statues. All the things. One more tablet to go. It's a little bit harder to find this last tablet. Ooh. Keeper Weirda.
Hail, Estramor.
The elderly dwarf blinks at you, not quite looking at you. Welcome to the Bloodsands. It is rare that an Estramor sets foot in these caverns. What brings you here, I wonder? What do you do here? I'm looking for tablets. I sell and maintain certain goods for the preservation of our order, and I perform some of our ritual sacrifices. Something more? How do these sacrifices work? Like any worthwhile ritual, it's too complex to explain in detail. It involves clotting the supplicant's essence, binding it to their life's blood, and drawing it into a container or vessel. That sounds familiar, actually. I may have done that somewhere else in this game. Tell me more about the Bloodsands. This is the raw, bloody heart of Erglanfath, where some come to give their essence back to their people, where others seek a noble escape from their trials. The legacy of the builders to the tribes was not merely Adra and stone, but a sense of community, and it is here that Glanfathans come to sacrifice what is most precious, even their own lives, to preserve it. The community, that is, not their lives. Well, what do you have for sale? Potions and war paint. Do you have any campfires? Because I could use some campfires about now. If you happen to have any. She doesn't have any. You know, I could get some major endurance potions. Just to have them. I don't know where they went. I guess they went in my stash. Well, goodbye. Oh, transaction pending. Oh, trade. Okay. Yeah, Edir should have those, I think.
Hey.
Hey. I need to put some stuff in your thing. So you don't die. The tank cannot die.
All right, then.
I have a feeling the last tablet might be in the midst of the gigantic chamber at the end. Oh, wait, it might be here. Aha, here it is.
Is not the water sacrificed unto the plant, and the plant sacrificed unto livestock, and livestock unto man? When the lesser soul is sacrificed to strengthen the greater soul, the whole of our family grows stronger. I suppose I get the argument. We all have to kill and eat, constantly for that matter, to live. This sounds like it's talking about the Bloodsands rituals. I wonder how, or even if, this is relevant to me.
You wear an eye patch of whale. I thought you were supposed to love cryptic information like this. Hiravias stares at you with a smile. A fair point. Whale wanted me to see this, so what about it applies to me? Am I the lesser soul? Was being cast out of my tribe the sacrifice that made the greater soul stronger? He bites his lip and falls silent for a moment. So the other tablet spoke of the Stelgar judging, reuniting, and that other one spoke of recombining souls that split over the ages. I guess I'm supposed to use my power to sacrifice others? Or be sacrificed? I'm not sure I like the sound of either. Is it safe to say Whale brought you to where you needed to be? You could most certainly say that, Hiravias says with a smile. So, my tribe was right. The Autumn Stelgar is some sort of soul-destroying beast, but I merely borrow the creature's form, not its reason for being. I doubt I'll change their minds about anything, and it's not like I want to develop a new group of druidic peers amongst these. artisans of sacrifice. Amongst these artisans of sacrifice. Okay, so what now? Heading up, I want to head to the Burial Isle. The name was mentioned in the tablets, and it's implied there might be other Autumn Stelgars there. I did not want to hear verification that the Autumn Stelgar was such a terrifying monster, but I am thankful to Whale for bringing me here. Well, I pronounce it Weil. I'm thankful to Weil. You pronounce it Whale is getting me all confused. I'm thankful to Weil for bringing me to these tablets. The truth is valuable, especially when it is painful. So, do you think you have some destiny to consume someone's soul? Could it be mine? I hope it's not mine. It's a notion that has always troubled me. Maybe eating souls is like fucking. I just meet the right person, instinct will take over, and I'll feel ashamed yet smug the following morning. I'm so humorous. Hiravias read the parable written on the stones of the Bloodsands. The story spoke of the Autumn Stelgar being sent to test Anamfatha of their worth. Those that fail are consumed by the Stelgar, so that their weakness does not live on and multiply. The tablets also mentioned that many Anamfatha would travel to the Burial Isle to meditate and be tested by these Autumn Stelgars. Hiravias now wishes to explore the Burial Isle for one of these pilgrimage sites. Investigate the stone tablets within the Bloodsands is done. Now, to the Burial Isle. Well, it's been fun exploring your Bloodsands, but now we have to go. Didn't realize this was going to take so long.
Pleasant surprise traveling with you, Horavius.
Nice of you to say that. I was on the road alone for years, and I'm happy to have company for a change.
My part of the country has a saying about Orlans. Face of skin, let 'em in. Face of hair, best beware. But you're more like a skin-faced Orlan.
Are you fucking kidding me? Well, my tribe has a saying, head of brunette, they're all set. Head of blonde says everything wrong.
Wait, was that bad? I meant it as a compliment.
Hilarious. I think I can get to the Burial Isle. I'm pretty sure that the Burial Isle is where, like the... Oh, no. I haven't been to the Burial Isle in this continuity. Well, well, well. That could be a problem for finishing this quest.
Hey, I'm sorry about what I said before. About the skin-faced Orlans.
It's all right. I knew what you were trying to say, and that's why I didn't gut you.
I didn't know I was saying something bad.
I get it. Let's just put it behind us.
Now that we're friends again, is it okay if I pet you?
What? No! Damn it, Adair! Is your family tree just one looping square?
They're having a character arc. Okay, how do I get to the Burial Isle? Seriously, how do I get to the burial isle? I forgot. I have no memory of how to get to the burial isle. It must be from Old Song. Any more in the saga of Idair and Hiravias? No? Okay. There's how we get to the burial isle. So we click over there, and then we go here, and then we get to a boat. So I think I've already been there? So I don't think that anything bad's gonna happen to me? Yeah, I've already been through here. Yeah, the pit. That's the last thing I need to do to get to the end of the game, is to jump in that pit. But for now, I need to find the Grotto of Echoes. Somewhere to the west in some area that I haven't unlocked yet. I'm looking at a wiki up on another screen just to confirm where I need to go. Because sometimes it's not super obvious in this game exactly where to go. Oh, hello? Standing proud and still, the Amawa before you is smiling broadly, showing several crooked and missing teeth. Sporting the physique of a man in his prime, his worn and weathered face appears too old for the rest of him. He's dressed in an assortment of stitched hides and furs assembled from a motley of animals. Dangling from his belt are a series of grisly scalps, braided links of human, Adiran, dwarven, and Orlan hair woven around finger bones. He sizes you up with a grin, but his gaze quickly locks with Hiravias, and he tilts his head as he examines the Orlan, head to toe. "What do they call you, little one? You smell familiar, but your name is unknown to me."
I am Hiravias, child of the Fisher Crane, adept of the Hawk and Ivy, wanderer of Eretha. Too formal?
The man ahead of you clears his throat. A feline rumble comes from his chest, and for a moment, his hair stands perfectly on end. Hiravias. Fitting. He holds out his right hand and flexes his fingers. Long black talons sprout from under filth-encrusted fingernails. He rolls his head back and inhales deeply, sighing with a smile at some perceived scent. Needed to bring friends with you? I will watch this play out. You allow your eyes to relax until your mind is attuned to the invisible hum of souls. The Amawa projects a dizzying display of red, gold, and orange. Autumn halos surround his massive form. Where his feet touch the ground, you see a network of roots and veins that trail from his feet and sink deep into the earth. Turning to Hiravias, you see glowing roots emerge from his feet, appearing as mirror images to the tendrils radiating from Skaftan. These roots of soul energy meet between the two men and then snake deep into the earth in one twisted root. You sense that these men have distinct souls, but only one shared past. The two men are a splayed fork in an otherwise unbroken line. Aha, it's one of them souls that got split. Hey, the two of you share the same past, though you carry distinct souls. A shared past. Skaftan scratches a patch of fur on his cheek. An inelegant damn it. An inelegant analogy. Who I was in my last life was diminished in my cycle of rebirth, squandered so that this runt could have life. Runt! Hiravias' brow furrows and he clenches his fist so tightly you hear a cacophony of crackling finger joints. And it's not your soul, it's not exactly... His anger falters as he stumbles over his thoughts. Were you visited by the Autumn Stelgar? Visited, tested, forged. That would be the way to view it. Skaftan looks at Hiravias with a sneer. I previously thought it was a mark of distinction, but apparently even a half-height, half-man can manage the task. Takes away some of the glory, does it not? Half-man? Hiravias glares back, his good eye twitching and his fur standing on end. That's some really tough talk coming from a man about to choke on his own blood. Hold on there, Hiravias. Stelgar, what is it that you want with Hiravias? Same as he wants from me, no doubt. Completion. He exhales slowly, eyeing Hiravias as his nostrils flare. Galawain gifted us both with the stripes of a true predator. It is our purpose to erase the weak, ensuring only the strong proliferate. He mashes his fists together with a meaty thud. We must honor our god. He looks at Hiravias' eye patch and shakes his head. My god, by doing as the hounds demand. We must honor our god. No, not our god. I mean my god, by doing as the hound demands. Let us determine who bears the right to be Galawain's harbinger. Hiravias, is this what you want? Hiravias growls, his fur bristles, and for a moment shines with luminescent tendrils of yellow and orange. I asked to be a hunter, a regular hunter that gets invited to chase down dinner and eat its neck. I didn't ask for this. Whale has led you to this moment for you to understand, not to whinge. Hiravias chuckles. A fair criticism. He runs his hand along the band of his eye patch, his fingers stopping to trace the silver embroidery of whale that rests over his ruined eye. After a silent moment, his posture snaps to attention, and a smile comes over his face. Well, I'm glad we came. His tone is surprisingly upbeat. Galawain gave me a gift. My tribe doesn't agree with it. That's what's done is done. He looks at Skaftan and scratches his chin. And if erasing this soul cousin of mine is what I must do to be greater, well, I guess that's not any kind of greatness I'm seeking. Skaftan scowls, his gaze focused on Hiravias. And do you think you can just walk away from me? You would face both an Autumn Stelgar and those crazy enough to befriend it, Skaftan? Is that really what you want? Skaftan studies his opposition and slumps his shoulders. I would face the Autumn Stelgar alone, as Galawain intended. But if his heart is not in the battle, neither is there glory for the victor. He spits a billows wad of phlegm on the ground. Scamper away if you need to run home and find your genitals. I will be waiting. Skaftan turns away from you. Hiravias stops mid-stride on Skaftan's last comment. My gonads? Oh, well, last I left them, they were in your mother. Is she still accepting clients at this hour? I'm sure I could spread her open and... Skaftan leaps into action.
Dead on!
It's a fight, then. Everybody fight the things.
Dead on!
Oh, Hiravias is getting killed here. Whoa, hold on. We can't let Hiravias get killed in his own personal story.
What?
Heal him endurance? I think it's probably too late, but...
Mow it.
Oh, we did it. And more healing. Why can't he do his second wind? Ah, we did it. Hiravias pants and wheezes, his one good eye locked on Skaftan's corpse. Blood and sweat drip down his fur, and he rocks back and forth on the balls of his feet, as though expecting the body to stand back up. So, how do you feel, Hiravias?
Amused, I suppose. Wal showed me that Galawain was answering my prayers. He made me the great hunter that I wished to be. The mauling wasn't a punishment, just a very, very hard test. And I think Wal showed me just now what I will become if I let this facet of my life be all-consuming.
I am so mad that I had to turn down the voice volume for the combat, and then they immediately followed it with voice dialogue that I didn't get a chance to turn the voice volume back up again for. This game is so annoying. Okay, well, I can't do anything about it. I was trying to see if I could turn up the volume in OBS, but you can't go higher than maximum volume. Maybe I can add a filter here. It's so annoying. It's really incredibly annoying, the volumes in this game. I have not missed dealing with that. Alright, I'm turning up the game volume by 6 dB. Just for this. Of course, it turns out the music too. Can't help it. I'm gonna examine Skaftan's corpse. As your eyes relax and your vision adjusts to the hum of the invisible, you see a swirling pile of red, orange, and yellow leaves. The cyclone of foliage flies apart, and the leaves drift off into parts unknown. As Skaftan's essence fades from view, you see a handful of autumn leaves circle about Hiravias, as his soul glows a bolder shade of orange. Well, you did it, Hiravias. Are we done here?
Yes, I've had enough of Galawain's tests and trials. Even if I could best every other man that wears the Autumn Stelgar mantle, what's the point? My heart isn't in the hunt like it used to be. Which is almost a shame, since I'm a pretty amazing and modest hunter. But to answer your question, yes, I'm done here.
Hooray! We did it.
Before the vultures get to him, figured I should take a reminder.
What? Okay. He started to walk away, but he abruptly whirled on his feet. And he walked over to Skaftan's corpse and placed his hand on the dead man's mouth and tugs with all his might. Tendons and cartilage rip and tear with wet, grisly eruptions of blood, until at last the mandible is torn free. Figured I should take a reminder, he says with a blushing smile as he examines his blood-soaked trophy. Gross. Super gross, man. Okay, now we can turn the volume back down. Well, we did it. Despite the technical snafu at the end, we completed Hiravias' story. True to form. On Burial Isle, we encountered Skaftan, another druid capable of assuming the Autumn Stelgar form. Skaftan and Hiravias have souls that split from the same ancestor, and Skaftan was insistent on seeing who was the stronger half. Hiravias obliged. Now Skaftan is no more. Hiravias praised Whale for guiding him to some answers. He seems much more at ease now that he knows his mauling was a gift, albeit a difficult one to bear. Hooray! We finally did it. At long last, the quest is over, and another companion quest is done.